An old man, bending. I come among new faces. Years looking backward, resuming in answer to children. Come, tell us, old man, as from young men, maidens that love me. Aroused and angry, I had thought to beat the alarum and urge relentless war. But soon my fingers failed me, my face drooped, and I resigned myself to sit by the wounded and soothe them, or silently watch the dead. Years hence, of those scenes, of those furious passions, those chances of unsurpassed heroes, was one side so brave, the other was equally brave. Now, be witness again. I dress the perforated shoulder, the foot with a bullet wound, cleanse the one of a gnawing and putrid gangrene. So sickening, so offensive. The attendant stands behind, aside, holding the tray and pail. I am faithful. I do not give out. Clear to me that my soul, the soul of the man I speak for, rejoices in comrades. Here, by myself, away from the clang of the world, tallying and talked to by tongues aromatic, no longer abashed. For in this secluded spot, I can respond as I would not dare elsewhere. Strong upon me, the life that does not exhibit itself, yet contains all the rest. Resolved to sing no songs today, but those of manly attachment, projecting them along this substantial life, bequeathing hence types of athletic love. Afternoon, this delicious 9th month of my 41st year, I proceed, for all who are or have been young men, to tell the secret of my nights and days, to celebrate the need of comrades. A glimpse through an interstice caught of a crowd of workmen or drivers in a barroom standing around a stove late of a winter's night, and me sitting unremarked in a corner, of a young man who loves me and whom I love, silently making his way that he may seat himself near and hold me by the hand. A long time, amid the noise of coming and going, and drinking and oath and smutty jest, we two, content, happy in being together, speaking little, perhaps not a word. A child said, "What is the grass?" fetching it to me with full hands. How could I answer the child? I do not know what it is any more than he. Oh, I guess it is the flag of my disposition, out of hopeful green stuff woven. Now, it seems to me, the beautiful uncut hair of graves. Tenderly will I use you, curling grass. It may be you transpire from the breasts of young men. It may be, if I had known them, I would have loved them. It may be you come from old people, and from women, and from offspring taken soon out of their mother's laps. And here you are, the mother's laps. Oh, this grass is very dark to come from the white heads of old mothers, darker than the colorless beards of old men. dark to come from under the faint red roofs of mouths. Oh, I perceive, after all, so many uttering tongues, and I perceive they do not come from the roofs of mouths for nothing. Oh, I wish I could translate the hints about the dead young men and women, and the hints about the old people and mothers and offspring taken soon from their laps. What do you think has become of the old and young men? And what do you think has become of the women and children? They are alive and well somewhere. The smallest sprout shows there is really no death. And if ever there was, it brought forward life and does not wait at the end to arrest it, and ceased the moment life appeared. All goes onward and outward, nothing collapses. And to die is different from what anyone supposed, and luckier. My thoughts are crowded with death, and it draws so oddly on the sexual that I'm confused. Confused to be attracted by, in effect, my own annihilation. Who are these two fiercely attractive men who want me to stick their needle in my arm? They tell me they're called Brad and John, one from here, one from Denver, sitting the same on the bench as they talk to me, their legs spread apart, their eyes attentive. I love their daring, their looks, their jargon, and what they have in mind. You wrote us messages on a pad, amused at one time when you had your nurse confused, who, seeing you reconciled after 4 years with your gray father, both of you in tears, asked if this was at last your special friend, the one you'd waited for until the end. She sings, you wrote, a Philippine folk song to wake me in the morning. It is long and very pretty, grabbing at detail to furnish that thin ledge toured by the gale on which you lay, bed restful as a knife. You tried hard to make of it a life, thick with complicating circumstance your thoughts might latch onto. It had been chance, always, till now, that filled each moment up with live, specific, your hilarious comment discovered as it went along, and fed, laconic, quick, wherever it was led. You improvised upon your own delight. I think back to a scented summer night we talked between our sleeping bags below a molten field of stars. 5 years ago. I was so tickled by your mind's light touch I couldn't sleep, though I was tired and begged you to leave off. Now you were tired, and yet not tired enough. Still hungry for the great world you were losing steadily at no time of your choosing. The grief and rage you brought out here begin at last to unbind. And all day, as you climb, the released mind unclenches, till the moment of its release, clean overlooked, in the access of its own peace, it finds it has lost itself upon the smooth red body of a young madrone, from which it moves to other varying shades on the brown hillside. The light grows and fades and feels the healing start, and still returns, riding its own repose, and learns and learns